Welcome to Break Fix's Drive Thru News, your monthly recap for everything fast, fascinating, and usually four-wheeled. We're serving up a fresh batch of automotive headlines, motorsports madness, and car-adjacent curiosities, all with zero wait time and maximum flavor. From Formula One drama to concept car debuts, with garage-built legends to the quirkiest stories rolling out of the state of Florida, we've got your fix. So grab your coffee, buckle up, and let's cruise through the latest in the world of wheels, with a side of entertainment and just a dash of tire smoke.
Do we not need to read the intro anymore? Do you just fit it in for, oh no, I guess I need to say Drive Thru episode number 65.
So you do listen to the show now because we edited that stuff out. There's a whole new intro.
I do not listen to the show because I was just asking, do I need to record it?
Well, yeah, we've been cutting you short like the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes. Like you just say.
Then why have you been making me say it? What the
Because
fuck?
it's tradition. No, Brad, you do not need to read the old intro anymore. Tanya redid it. It's great.
Welcome to Drive Thru episode number 65. This is our monthly recap where we put together a menu of automotive, motorsport, and entertaining car adjacent news. Now let's pull up to the window number 1 for automotive news. Bleh.
See, you can do it just because you want to. That's
Speed
fine.
reading to go along with Tanya's speed skating.
There you go.
Ooh, speed skating. If you were an Olympian in the Winter Olympics, what sport would you do?
Outside of hockey?
Okay, so you're hockey.
Can I just do the shooting part of the biathlon?
You know what? They need to upgrade. I still haven't seen Skimo yet, but they need to upgrade that and add the shooting in with that.
If I did Skimo, they'd rename it to Slow-Mo. Soon the Olympics will come to a close as well.
No, don't say things like that.
The juice has been spilled.
It's okay. Hockey fights, all I think of. I was conditioned.
Face off.
Yes, the blades of steel.
So terrible. So terrible.
That's what I see in my head when I think of hockey fights.
Bigger is the Canadian controversy with curling. That is like the hotness right now. I need to dive a little deeper into that, see what's going on there.
Push.
And then the Swedish team recorded them, and the Canadians are mad that they record. That's like a whole thing. It's ridiculous. But anyway, as the Olympics have concluded by the time everybody listens to this, there's a lot of other things that have concluded this season. Super Bowl is the closing game of the football season. Since we're talking about sports, so let's talk about those Super Bowl commercials.
There were commercials?
We mentioned we were going to talk about them this go round. What do we got,
I don't
Tanya?
know how you put so many car-related ones here because I didn't see any.
It's because that's all I paid attention to because the game was so
I paid
boring.
attention too, but there weren't any. Like there were sometimes a car in a commercial, but it wasn't about cars.
But there was was it a square body or an old Ford during the commercial for Puerto Rico right in the middle of the game?
Oh, yes, in the halftime show, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, is that what that was? Yeah. I didn't understand, so I...
There were no subtitles. You were lost like everybody else.
Well, no, I understood it. It was like, yeah.
Is that how it goes? I mean, that's your new number 1 hit single right there.
My TT, yeah. My TT, yeah. Novia, my TT, yeah.
So to Tanya's point, there were car commercials, and I made note of them. I almost felt like I was doing a Steve and Izzy Everything I Learned from Movies review.
Oh, you're stretching hard. I see the list now.
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is here is car adjacent.
Okay, that was car related. There was a car in it. Bon Jovi was in it. Yeah, Danny McBride and Keegan-Michael Key. It was a car commercial. It was about car insurance. It was actually pretty good. It was pretty funny, actually.
It was kind of funny.
I feel like in the past, we've never had to succumb to the flow nationwide commercials, progressive, I mean, or anything like that.
I was happy for a State Farm commercial that didn't have Jake from State Farm for a change. I thought it was good. It was probably one of the better commercials of the Super Bowl.
Nobody knows who the female was?
No, I don't. Who was it?
That was Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, she's a singer, but also she was Hawkeye Girl.
Oh, okay.
She was also in the
She was in Pitch Perfect.
yes, she was in Pitch Perfect like 3, but she was also in the one of those Robert Duvall movies, I think.
We'll get to that.
May he
No,
rest in
no, no, it
peace.
wasn't Rest in Peace, but no, it was a True Grit. Sorry, it was the one with the other dude.
Got it.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Literally the dude.
The dude. He was the dude who's.
Because the commercials suck that much. Continue.
Yes. We're also overlooking the fact that Toyota was the title sponsor of the Super Bowl.
And Honda and Acura are the title sponsors of the Olympics. Every commercial is a car commercial.
So there were Toyota commercials. There had to be Toyota commercials. And there were 2 that were the most important ones. So we had the Not Jake from State Farm commercial. And then we
Yes.
had Toyota Where Dreams Begin, which is that
Yes.
commercial that starts off with Bubba Wallace from NASCAR and the whole underlying message of childhood dreams shaping champions. And that was
Yes.
very touchy-feely.
I think that one doubles as an Olympic commercial because wasn't there the Paralympic athlete in there as well?
Correct. There was that nice little tie in there. The next Toyota commercial, I called it the twofer ad. This is the one that starts with the 1997 RAV4 and ends with the grandson driving the new RAV4. And the underlying message there is family, nostalgia, safety.
Family.
What do we think of the new RAV4? Because this was sort of a debut of the new RAV4 as well as part of this commercial.
There's a new RAV4.
I don't.
That was
remember
what was in the commercial.
I mean, it looks like everything else.
Front end was pretty bad.
It has the weird cheese grater front end now.
Exactly.
So yeah, it looks like a mini. Hold on, what does this look like?
It looks like something else, and I can't think of what that other car.
They've got the Lexus.
It looks awful.
They're kind of taking the Lexus front end, sort of. It looks like a mini Forerunner or Sequoia.
All right. We had a VW commercial. I thought we were going to make it through the Super Bowl without one, but we had one this year.
Yes, it barely featured a Volkswagen.
It had an ID Buzz and a Tiguan.
But it was like the fastest drive-bys that if you weren't paying attention, it was very much a commercial about people, drivers.
Drivers wanted. We're going back to the 80s. I also thought it funny because we're talking about things that are closing, things that are ending, the end of this is our season finale, by the way. The ID Buzz, ironically, in this commercial, they're advertising a car that they're not going to sell in America anymore. What is the point of that?
They're not selling the ID Buzz in America anymore?
No, they canceled it.
Because they didn't sell any, that's why.
If you were watching the Super Bowl, you would have seen how other countries were also watching the Super Bowl. So maybe they just left it in there for them.
Whatever. Maybe they did. All right. Nissan comes to the table with some car commercials. There were 2 of them.
I must have had a different feed than you all.
No, I was glued to the Super Bowl because I wanted to see.
I never left.
So during the Super Bowl, were there humans playing or were there puppies? Because I think there were 2 different Super Bowls going on.
I've never watched the Puppy Bowl. Thank you very much. I was watching the abomination that was the Patriots offense, and
Yeah. Oh my God.
because at least their defense tried.
So we were watching. We've established that we were watching the same game. Okay, that works.
I was hyper focused on the commercials because I was anticipating the reveal of the Cadillac Formula One car, which we will talk about on a different episode than this one. I was so laser focused on every commercial because I didn't want to miss the Cadillac reveal of the F1 car. So that said, there are 2 Nissan commercials.
Also been a week and a half, and I don't remember.
Nissan Rogue, the dip seat ad, right? You have to protect the dip. He's driving around. It's like,
Oh, with the guy from the cooking show.
yes, it's sort of the same idea as Initial D, right? Don't let the tofu get all upset in the back of the car when you're drifting down Mount Akina. It's like the same idea, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. Then there was the other one where they took the Rogue and they were just absolutely punishing it. Off-road, the water pressure thing, the jet fighter backwash. Like they still show that commercial, even through the Olympics and stuff. You had to see that one.
Were these like the pre-commercials, be like before the Super Bowl even
No,
started?
these were during. I should have written the timestamps down. They were during.
I'm
the
literally
game.
watching the dip seat one, and I never saw this one.
God, I saw all of these. I'll say this. At least the car commercials weren't using AI like the rest of the commercials were. Not only were there commercials about artificial intelligence, like name your favorite, whether it's Claude or Gemini or Copilot or ChatGPT. I mean, just every other commercial is an AI commercial, or it was generated by AI. And then we went down this path of massive de-aging. That Dunkin' Donuts commercial. What was that?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't understand the point of it. The people didn't make sense together because, like, Jaleel White showed up, Urkel, and I'm like, what does Urkel have to do with Friends? Because I thought they were trying to do a Friends thing and like the whole breakup. We were on a break. We were on a break.
Yeah, but then Carlton shows up and he's like doing his thing. Right, I didn't get it. It was like all the 90s sitcoms, basically.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. I didn't get it.
I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was actually kind of sad because it was like, really? Oh, okay. But the one that got me, though, the de-aging done right, that William Shatner Raisin Brand ambassador thing was wow. Mind blowing. Wow. And I don't know if you noticed, he was dressed like when he did the Rocket Man music video thing. It was just on so many levels of like Inception. It was amazing. And I have to bring up William Shatner because we did that senior moment movie. So it was like, boom, car related. There it is. William Shatner done. We're going to talk about Formula One later in the other episode of Formula Fanatics. But there was a little Formula One cameo in there. Did you guys catch the 30th anniversary Pokemon commercial that had Charles Leclerc in it?
Oh, yeah.
That was good stuff.
It was a good commercial.
What's his favorite Pokemon again?
Arcanine, the tiger.
They all flew by really fast at the end when they said which ones they were their favorites. Somebody likes Jigglypuff. I know that. It's all good.
That was Lady Gaga. That was hilarious, though, when she was singing the song.
The car commercials this year, I agree, they were not good. So I'm going to quiz you guys. I did a little homework. Do you know what's considered the top 5 car commercials of all time for the Super Bowl?
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
I'm going to guess one is going to be imported from Detroit.
That's actually number 2, so that's a really good guess. So Family Feud.
Fried chicken.
That's number 2.
Tanya, can you steal?
All time? Like, how far back are we going?
They actually only go back the last about 20 years.
Did the Eugene Levy one make it?
It did not. Got a better guess? You have any others that you really remember that are like super good car commercials from the Super Bowls?
What was that one with the...
The Nissan 300? The
Yeah,
300
wasn't that...
ZX?
Just as they're about to catch me, the twin turbos kick in.
Yeah,
But I
the
think
one
that was
where-
older than 3 years.
The
than 3
turbo
years ago.
kicks in.
Yeah, wasn't that a Super Bowl commercial?
It was, and it is not. Considered one of the best. All right, Letterman style. Coming in at number 5, Jeep's Groundhog Day from 2020. That's the one where Bill Murray returns to relive Groundhog Day with the Jeep Gladiator. So that's number 5.
It's not going to be the singer dude, Bruce Springsteen.
No.
Okay.
No. All right, number 4. If you remember from 2014, the Kia commercial with Morpheus. Lawrence Fishburne comes back as Morpheus from The Matrix and literally shatters glass, blah, blah, blah. And it's all the Kia, all the surreal Matrix stuff. That's number 4. Number 3.
The Kia Mice. No, just kidding.
No, they're not in there. Number 3 from 2009, Audi's The Chase. That's the one where Jason Statham did that like really cool movie preview. It was like the Transporter, but it was a commercial for Audi. I remember that one. It was really good. It was super dark.
So dark you couldn't see the car.
Pretty much, yes.
Number 2 was made in Detroit.
Yeah. Number 2 was made in Detroit. And number 1, coming in at number 1, 2011, Volkswagen's The Force. Do you remember that?
Oh,
with the
yeah,
little
with the
boy.
kid.
Yeah. That's the number 1 car commercial of all time for the Super Bowl.
Hard to outdo that.
Volkswagen's on there 3 times.
Boom.
Their one from last year was pretty good. Had all the feels, if you remember.
That's why I was surprised. I went so far into the Super Bowl and hadn't seen a Volkswagen commercial. And then when it showed up, it was like, that's it? Really? Continuing on this theme of things that are closing, Stellantis' dreams of making it in the EV market are closing. It's a $26 billion with a B dollar fail.
Who's getting fired?
Everybody's getting fired at Chrysler.
You're getting fired, and you're getting fired, and you're getting fired.
This conversation actually came up at work. It was really funny because somebody threw it out there and I immediately was like, I mean, I took the hook, I bit, and I was like, here we go. Because I was thinking about the whole phrasing there, Chrysler's EV entries. And I'm like, what do they really have in the EV market? They had the Pacifica Hybrid, which is made in Canada, and we know why it's not being made anymore because of whatever's going on in politics right now. Then we had the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Wrangler 4xe, which is something that few people wanted. I told you guys about the test drive of the Wrangler 4xe. I wasn't that impressed, but that's a plug-in hybrid. Both of those are. So is the Pacifica. So those aren't true EVs, they're hybrids. And then they came out with that Charger EV. I've seen one in the wild, so somebody bought one, but I brought up the point. That's where they lost their way, like a lot of other car companies. Who wants to buy a muscle car that doesn't have any muscle? And it's not that the Charger EV was bad looking, because it actually looks really nice and it's really menacing and aggressive and all that, but it's just like when it sounds like a Hoover, like what is that?
Well, the people that want the 9 billion horsepower Hellcat, demon, whatever, Satan reincarnated version, that doesn't go with EV. Like,
Correct.
that's not your market audience.
I'm also discounting the rest of Stellantis's portfolio that they have overseas, like the 500e and a bunch of other stuff that we don't even really want to consider here in the States, because where's the last Fiat dealer closing in America, right? Because they're all shutting their doors too right now. So there's not a whole heck of a lot going on stateside. So I'm very much focused just on stateside stuff. But we did report a bunch of drive-thrus ago about that Chrysler Airflow concept that they were going to build, which I thought was a pretty good looking. I was actually kind of interested in that as well. That never came to market. They never made it. It never went anywhere other than the renderings we saw online. Again, I say, is this really a loss for us here in the States that Stellantis isn't doing anything with EVs? Who cares?
I've seen mixed reviews on the 4xe. I think it's a cool concept in the Jeeps and everything, but they've got all kinds of electrical problems.
Yeah.
And your Pacifica, and I got to imagine other Pacificas had all kinds of electrical problems. And
Yep.
I don't want an all electric vehicle from a company that is notorious for having electrical problems. And the Charger EV, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they discontinue all other Chargers and only release
Yes.
the Charger EV?
For like
I
5
feel like
minutes.
that was a mistake.
Yes.
Like I feel like had they taken the Ford F-150 route and kept some of the other models and just offered it as a separate or as an addition to the lineup, maybe it would have done a little better. But then again, the Ford F-150 Lightning doesn't sell very well either. So this would be a very different story if the political climate was different.
I think you're 100% right, but there is a little bit of hope for enthusiasts like ourselves out there, because within the last time that we did a drive-through and now there's been some changes at the EPA. One of the big things that's changing amongst a bunch of different rules specifically for auto manufacturers is all the requirements that they were beholden to, the hybrids and certain amount of this to offset the big V8s and these, that, and the other things. And even things like auto stop start, which most of us, enthusiasts or otherwise, cannot stand, right? In the dual electric system, that all the extra stuff that goes along with, they basically said that like auto stop start, let's just focus on that, doesn't really do any good. It proved out that it doesn't save emissions. It doesn't really save anything. Motors are more efficient when they're run at constant than when they're on and off. And they always say, startup enrichments, there's more fuel being used every time it restarts, all this kind of thing. And so they're doing away with that. They're doing away with a bunch of other stuff like that. And basically it's going to open the doors now for auto manufacturers like Stellantis to come back to the table with big honking V8s and supercharged V6s and a bunch of other stuff. So maybe we're going to see not necessarily proliferation of big motors again, because everything's been shrinking down to 3 cylinders. I'm surprised we didn't get down to 2-cylinder turbos by this point, that kind of thing. But I think we're going to see the reintroduction of 6.5-liter Chrysler Chargers and Challengers and all that kind of stuff.
And then the political climate's going to change again. We're going to get a swing the other way, and they're all going to have to stop making all that bullshit again. The EPA is going to double down on even stricter guidelines, and it's just going to be a pendulum that swings back and forth every 4 to 8 years.
But see, that gives you an opportunity to buy some good cars, and then the crappy ones will come out, and you can skip those and then buy good cars again, you see?
You want to buy a good car, buy anything pre-2020. Or I just picked a random year, but buy something older.
Yeah, 100%.
Pump the brakes. Did you all hear the news?
What's going on?
StopTech.
They stopped.
StopTech Stop. No longer selling brakes, rotors, kits after 27 years in the brake business.
Wow.
But it's not just them. Bye-bye Raybestos and
Really?
Centric. Yes, because apparently all three are under the same parent company, which apparently also owns Fram filters, Michelin wiper blades, some Reese towing parts and Autolite spark plugs. And those people are under federal fraud indictments and filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And they tried to sell off StopTech, Raybestos, and Centric. Nobody bought them. So they basically said, done, stop production, stop spending money.
Wow. So that leaves Brembo and Willwood.
For big brake kits,
Yeah, for aftermarket.
you can still get Hawk.
You can still get Duralast, baby.
Oh, no. You might not be able to, because I read an article today saying the parent company of Napa and a bunch of other parts companies, they're divesting, and some of them are on the chopping block and some of them have for sale signs in the front yard. So you might not be able to buy Duralast, because if you look at what AutoZone, Pep Boys, and all those places, they have a parent company too, right? CarQuest gets all jumbled up inside of that. So there's a lot of moving and shaking going on there. So I think StopTech might just be foreshadowing for more logistics supply chains of auto parts that are falling apart. So my question became, how long before the shoe falls and Rock Auto starts falling apart? You know, places like that. Are they too big to fail? Probably not in today's economy.
How old do you think Raybestos is?
I'm going to go with 50 plus.
77.
124 years.
What?
Apparently, Raybestos has been since 1902.
Rhymes with asbestos, and we got to get rid of it.
Because that's probably what they were made from in 1902.
They were made from wood in 1902.
And I won't be sad if Duralast goes away.
No,
here's a PSA for you, for anybody that goes to the track. And if you use Duralast brake pads, they will last you approximately 20 minutes. And then you will need to replace them.
Not gonna last, Duralast. Not gonna last, Duralast.
Built to last, wear too fast, Duralast.
That's great. Well, since again we're talking about things that are coming to a close or closing or are dead, adding to the dog pile of disappointing reviews on Honda's new Prelude, I think this thing is dead on arrival. So Doug DeMuro adds to the list of negative reviews to the new Honda Prelude.
Well, I mean, people are basically saying it's slower, more expensive, terrible interior, go buy a Civic.
Pretty much. And at least you can get a turbo in the Civic.
Yep.
And they don't come in manual.
The new Prelude should have been rear-wheel drive. It should have been out there to compete with the GT86 and the Supra and everything else in that two-door coupe, fastback kind of thing. They missed the mark because it looks like it should be one of those cars. Nah, it doesn't do it for me.
But they did with this the same thing they did with the original Prelude. Like the original Prelude should have been rear-wheel drive, should have had more power. It should have been a better car, and it wasn't.
Sorry, Brian Schad. It's just the way it is.
He doesn't listen anyway.
Tanya's not going to be sad about these two cars going away. And like we said, we're not going to talk about them unless we absolutely have to. But this one, I could not let it go by without saying, according to Motor One, Tesla's Model S and Model X, quote unquote, two of Tesla's longest running models, are being discontinued by April.
Correct.
Really?
Tanya nods her head in enjoyment of that statement.
I mean, I don't care.
Those are the bigger ones, right? The two flagships.
The X is the SUV.
With the gull wings.
And then the S is like the Model S sedan.
The original one. The original Tesla.
Yeah, but the X is the bigger one. The Y is the smaller one.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're going to just make the Y and the Cybertruck. That's it.
They still make the 3.
They do?
The Model 2, wasn't that the one that's supposed to be like $20,000 free, basically?
Yeah, no, that's never going to happen. The Model 2 is dead. That's stillborn. That's terrible.
Wow. Hey, the Cybertruck's still out there.
Sitting on lots, undriven.
things we thought were dead and now are raising from it like Lazarus. The Grand Tour is coming back.
Yay.
I thought they were done 10 times ago.
Yeah, right. It's like the Rolling Stones tour, right? And all those guys, they just keep going forever. And as long as you keep paying, we will keep touring.
It's the final tour, number
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. So Jeremy Clarkson put something out on Instagram talking about, which I had already read this a while ago, like who they had chosen to supersede them. And I don't know, because Clarkson's bit was okay. And I'm like, okay, who are these guys? Especially the third guy, the train spotting guy. But then I surfaced some of the Throttle House videos, especially from their Instagram, and I shared them with you guys. And I wanted to see what you thought. Like, is this what we're going to expect in the new Grand Tour, the new quote unquote, let's call it Top Gear?
I've seen a lot of the Throttle House stuff on YouTube, and I thought it was pretty good for like a YouTube channel. I'm curious to see what they do with an infinite budget, and maybe they do things that are more interesting.
But it's an infinite budget on a platform that nobody watches. And I know I'm doing a gross generalization here, but what other compelling event or show or thing is on Amazon Prime that makes you go, hey, I'm going to jump over to Amazon Prime and watch their thing? They got Tubi and Freebie and all that other junk. You're really going to waste your time on Amazon Prime when you could be watching the Olympics on Peacock? You know, that kind of thing? Like, really? I don't think so.
Well, Paw Patrol.
This was not a paid advertisement.
Paw Patrol, oh my God. But
But that's not even Amazon Prime. That's Amazon Prime through, or that's Paramount Plus through Amazon Prime.
oh my God. Yeah, exactly. The clips I saw, I agree with what you said. I think it's good for YouTube.
It's annoying. These people pretending like they're cavemen jumping around the car. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Did you see the second video where he's got the manualitis? Where all he does is shift things. If you put it in his hand, he shifts gears. It doesn't matter what he's doing.
These videos aren't made for me.
Right?
I am not their target audience.
The people are saying, oh, they're the natural progression for Hamlin, Clarkson, and May. And I'm like, I don't see it.
Oh.
Here's my problem. So the Amazon Prime is one issue, and you can take many different sides of that issue, how you feel about Amazon and all that. I'm not even worried about that. I'm just really focusing on if Andy Willman is just trying to reproduce Top Gear, there's a big mistake there because you're never going to find another Clarkson, Hammond, and May. They are who they are. And at that time, we showed up for those guys and we watched and the car stuff and whatever. But the cars have changed and the people have changed. Reviewing cars hasn't changed. It's still the same thing. Like, how fast does it go and what does it do and how does it? They've been doing that on Motor Week for like 100 years. You know, that kind of thing. It's never going to be the same. And if you're trying to replicate it, that's where you're going to lose a huge amount of audience, because I think what they should have done is taken Throttle House and made that the new brand name. It's a great name, and said Throttle House coming to Amazon Prime. And then you sort of reintroduce the concept and people go, you know, this is really familiar. It has this like Top Gear kind of feel to it, but it's a whole new dynamic and you can get on board with that. You can subscribe with that. But if you bring these guys to this table and say, it's the new Top Gear, it's the new Grand Tour, whatever, there's a certain expectation that goes with that. And I think we're all going to be holding them to that level, and they're never going to be able to achieve the same thing. And it's going to fail. It'll make it a year or two max, and then it'll be gone.
And to that point, that's the same reason why the numerous iterations of American Top Gear, Top Gear USA, Top Gear America, they all failed because they were all under the shadow and the high expectations of the original Top Gear. Like you were saying, you're never going to get another Clarkson, Hammond, and May.
You know, the only one that worked, the only spinoff that worked in that series is the one most people don't even realize existed, which is Top Gear Australia. Because the Australians sort of just did whatever the heck they wanted, and it was funny, and it was all about their stuff and their culture and their cars, and it just worked. And then they did one of the best crossover episodes with Top Gear is the Ashes episode, where the Australians come and they do the shootout, the XJ220 powered van and the Maloo and all that stuff. The Australians did it right, and they didn't get enough credit. But to your point, the Americans and all the other spin-offs, because there even apparently was like a Top Gear Germany, and they just never worked because they were trying to repeat the recipe, and you can't do that. So I unfortunately feel like This is the same thing with the Grand Tour, and it's got a lot of cards stacked against it from day one.
And I think a lot of that also comes from just the way Clarkson, Hammond, and May worked. Like, not
Right.
even just their chemistry on screen, but the work that they did behind the screen. I mean, I thought, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw something about where Clarkson would spend hours writing and rewriting and retaking jokes and checking and testing. It's like everything. He was meticulous
Yes.
with how they did, and they made it look so effortless and almost candid, but it was meticulously put together and thought out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
nobody else can replicate that.
No. Well, speaking of things that can't be replicated, and on a very sad note, drag racing legend Ed Iskenderian, also known as the Cam Father, passed away on February the 4th at 104 years old. Our condolences go out to the family and to Break Fix guest Cheyenne Kane. We were very fortunate to be able to have her on the show to chronicle Iski's life and to talk about the new documentary that she put together, which is also called Iski. And it's making its rounds in the indie film circuit right now, and we're hoping that it gets picked up through a streaming service. But I believe she is bringing the film to the East Coast, so we'll be able to go to a showing and see the Iski film firsthand. But if you missed that, go back into our catalog, Break Fix, and check out the episode with Cheyenne Kane so you can get up to speed on all things Ed Iskenderian.
In other tragic and sad news, we've lost a veteran, legendary actor.
James Vanderbeek.
That too.
Him too. The greatest racing movie of all time, Days of Thunder. We have lost Robert Duvall at age 95.
Now he can eat all the ice cream he wants.
Robin's racing, baby.
We need to revisit that movie. That's what we need to do next with Stephen.
Well,
Izzy.
we've said we were going to do it, but now it's even.
Yeah, we got to fast forward that. We got to get that done.
Let's watch it on the 27th.
There you go. Get together with them. I think they're a good tribute. Robert Duvall. And I'm gonna bring out I'm gonna get you some ice cream. Come on down here.
We'll go to the Moo or whatever up there by you, and then go watch Days of Thunder.
Can I rub a little sweet and low packet on your leg too while we watch it, or what?
I'll be sure to wear my short shorts. Stop the car, Cole. Stop the car.
Well, I would say that we would move on to our regularly scheduled ranting and raving at this point, but this is like Monty Python. Like, bring out your dead, bring out your dead. And then next we're like, oh, I'm not dead yet. Not dead yet. Speaking of not dead yet, I thought the Boxster and the Cayman were gone. Like, I'm so confused what's going on at Porsche right now, but apparently they're back. Back in a weird way, because there's the EV Cayman and the EV Boxster, but then they're talking about getting in bed with Toyota and doing this collaboration MR2 Boxster thing. And I'm like, what? Since when? I'm just going to say it. Since when does Porsche need Toyota's help to build something like a Boxster or a Cayman, which they've been making now since the 90s? Like, come on, really?
Just sell something that doesn't cost over six figures.
Even the Caymans cost six figures now.
Well, that's kind of the point of this, is they're saying they're basically pushing out younger people that don't have the money to afford a Porsche anymore. Because where's the 944 that was like the poor man's Porsche to go buy?
Oh, and they only did that because Ferrari had the 308, so they had to compete in that space, right? Also, to get themselves out of bankruptcy. I mean, it is the card to save Porsche during the 80s. But yes, to that end, where is the 944? Where is the 928? You could make the argument that the Panamera replaced the 928 in some respects, but where's that front engine, rear drive, near perfect weight distribution Grand Tourer or Sport Coupe, I guess that the 944 was. But yeah.
I don't know. Is the idea to go to Toyota because lower costs? Because also, because you've already had the Porsche Volkswagen, you already had the Porsche Audi. Like, why would you not just go revisit that pool? They're your same company.
I don't get it. It makes no sense.
Other than what are you saving with a GTI that's $60,000? So
yeah, because neither of those companies are making cars that anybody wants. At least Toyota still is.
For now.
You can't tell me that Volkswagen can't build a Boxster with a GTI engine in it and let's call it a day. I mean, why are we going to Toyota?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not like they produce yet another Boxster, yet another Cayman. They're going to outsource the chassis and all that to Toyota. That doesn't make, again, it doesn't make any sense.
Toyota, a company which currently has 3 different front-engine, rear-wheel drive-based sports cars on their 3 separate vehicle platforms, in addition to performance variants of the Corolla and Yaris, which again doesn't make any sense. So Volkswagen and Audi have plenty of front-engine cars. Porsche, you know how to make a rear-wheel drive car. You're telling me you can't put the 2 together on your own?
No.
Let's unpack that. Toyota has 3
I don't know which those are.
front-engine, rear-wheel drive sports cars. They've got the BRZ,
GT86.
the
86
the
now.
GR86, which they built with Subaru, and then the
Yep.
Supra, which they built with BMW. What's the
They
other
don't make
one?
the Supra anymore. Well, I guess they knew how to.
Yeah, but they didn't though because they built it with another manufacturer.
BMW.
When's the last time they built a front engine rear wheel drive car themselves?
The third one is a Lexus. That's the one you're missing.
Okay, so then Porsche should go to Lexus.
Well, why would Porsche not go to BMW or Mercedes? Why would you not stay German?
That's verboten.
Because fuck those guys. That's what I guarantee you it's a fuck those guys kind of thing.
But, I mean, can you imagine a GR86 with like a Porsche body on top of it? How pathetic is that going to be? You can't tell me Volkswagen can't build this and put a freaking 2-liter turbo GTI motor up front?
Volkswagen knows how to make rear engine cars too, the Beetle.
Yeah, 100 years ago. I don't know. I almost want to be like, this is a farce, but the news came from the Porsche Club directly. So I'm like, well, maybe there's some credibility to this. I don't get it. It actually kind of infuriates me in a way. Like, what the hell is Porsche doing? They just want to sell 911s and that's it?
They're like only interested in the MR2 that Toyota's allegedly coming back with.
Okay, and you said something to me the other day, which is really important about this particular part of the conversation. Currently, at the helm of Toyota, we have an enthusiast, right? All the Gazoo stuff that's going on. But what's about to happen at Toyota?
But that's changing.
They're putting a bean counter in charge.
Yeah.
So who's Porsche going to get their MR2 sports coupe from?
I mean, granted, this article, I guess, came out before the Toyota announcement. Maybe Porsche didn't know. And now they're going to have to be like, never mind.
Scotty didn't know. Scotty didn't know. Scotty didn't
And the
know.
MR2 ain't happening with the bean counter in charge.
No, it's not. It's not. That's going to get canceled. That's probably one of the first things that's going to get canceled because they're going to go back to making super boring Corollas and Tercels and stuff now that there's not an enthusiast in charge at Toyota.
Bring the Avalon back.
Oh, God. No, please.
I'm reading this. It seems like this is all pie in the sky and there's nothing going. This is just what this writer has said. You can't help but daydream about what a collaboration between Toyota and Porsche on an affordable mid-engine sports car would look like. So this is all bullshit. We got clickbaited.
So that being said, how many Porsche Club owners suddenly got out their torches and their pitchforks? Because I'd be pissed off. Who's writing for PCA these days? Because this isn't the first time we've come across articles where it's like, who wrote this?
Well, first of all, it was written poorly.
This is Bradley Iger.
Must be a Brad thing.
What? When was the last time I wrote an article?
So speaking of things that, thank God, they're dead. Did you know Audi was going to enter the pickup truck market?
Who?
I'm going to say that again. Audi pickup truck. They called it the active sphere concept.
Active fear?
Dude, look at this thing.
But that's not a pickup truck. That just happens to be a lift gate that you can stick your bike out the back.
Tesla redefined what it is to be a pickup truck. That's a pickup truck now.
There's not a pickup truck.
I would not
It doesn't look like a Cybertruck.
Thank God it doesn't look like a Cybertruck, but also it doesn't look like a pickup truck.
It also has the same amount of trunk space as a Cybertruck. It's pretty terrible.
I mean, you can't even put the bike all the way in. The fuck is that shit? I'm sorry. Just put a bike rack on the back. Why are you never? That is the dumbest,
It looks so stupid.
useless crap. Like, what is that? I'm sorry, that's stupid.
I just like the fact that it has like a reverse sunroof. Did you see how the trunk opens?
I don't want to see it anymore. This is so dumb. Like, you just wasted any sort of cargo space to hang your bike halfway in and still halfway out. Leave the damn thing all the way out.
It gets better. If you click on the other article about it, the Audi Active Sphere concept, a little further down, it'll take you to another article. There's a picture of it with golf clubs in the back, and you can't close the boot with the golf clubs in the back.
Oh, where? How do I click that? Where do I click that? I don't see a link.
Here's the best part of all that, all right? As you read this article, you realize this is Volkswagen Audi at its finest because they are competing with themselves because they can't leave well enough alone. All of this actisphere comes from the fact that they're going to make a pickup truck over at Scout, which is owned by Volkswagen, because they can't just swim in one lane. So now we're going back to, well, if Scout has a pickup, then Volkswagen has to have one and Audi has to have one. Next thing you know, there's going to be a Porsche badged pickup truck, probably built by Toyota. It'll be a Tundra with a Porsche badge on it. But this is stupid.
Why would you drive around with your golf clubs exposed? Aren't they really expensive of a good set?
Yes.
It could be, yeah.
This is so
Stupid.
dumb.
So you were asking earlier, why wouldn't Porsche just go to Volkswagen and Audi? This is why. This is the bullshit that they're fucking making. Porsche is like, no, thank you. We'll outsource.
Porsche was like, I want rear wheel drive, front engine, mid engine, super sports car for the people. And Volkswagen, I was like, hear about this pickup truck that doesn't actually fit a golf club. This is sad.
Speaking of things that are bad and apparently still on the table, I'm going to keep bringing this car up until it goes away. But unfortunately, it is quote unquote the new design language for Audi. Audi confirms the Concept C project still on, despite the rumors. This ugly, heinous eyesore won't go away.
Okay, what would you rather? This AI generated crap that's not even real? What would you rather, this or the pickup truck?
Am I allowed to burn it to the ground?
It'll burn itself to the ground. It's electric.
That's true. God, they're terrible. They're all terrible. Oh man, this is bad from some angles, and the other one's bad from some angles. If we could maybe smash them into each other, we could have one decent looking car. Because the front of the other one's not bad, but the back of this one's horrendous. God.
I think you mean smash them into each other and destroy both of them. I think that's what you meant to say.
The end result, yes. They're just terrible. I do like that one picture of this heinous AI car, and there's this black hole, and it says, "This is just the beginning."
Yeah, up the end.
Pretty much. Like, that's the chute where the poop goes.
Open butthole. Intersuppository.
Again, there's certain car companies we say we're not going to talk about, and then they just, poof, come up with something else that we can't resist talking about. And maybe this should be part of the showcase, which, as you notice, there's a theme here. We're continuing to extend throughout the episode. BMW's new M3. All I have to say is quad motor and not the petrol kind. Is this the nail in the coffin for the M3? Is this what's going to kill it?
Probably.
It needs quad motors because it weighs 10 million pounds.
Oh my God, it's so awful.
5,000 pounds.
You know what? Honestly, it's hard to tell what it's going to look like since it's under total camo, this, that, and the other. The front, what you can see of it, is sort of reminiscent of a 2002 in the grille style with the lights, which, if done correctly, might not even be a bad thing. Be better than those bucktooth badger kidney grill things that have been going on recently. But I thought BMW was one of the ones that was all about the combustion.
Yes, until they're not when it suits them. Tell me that the back of that doesn't look like a Pontiac G8.
From the one angle, yes, or a Lexus.
It's really big too.
If you go a little further down, there's a link. It's the new electric M3 lapping the Nürburgring.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I'm sorry. But to add insult to injury, and we didn't get to talk about this last time, so it fits right in here with this car's going to be put together with that screw that BMW made that's impossible to screw unless you have their special tool. Have you seen this thing?
Yes.
The screw head is a roundel. I mean, there's Schwaben tools, and then there's this kind of insanity. And when that strips, because it will,
You're fucked. You just have to get a new car.
the whole car's going to be put together with these. It's bad enough when they use Torx, the 6 points. Like, this is stupid.
What happened to right to repair? What?
Yeah, they're going to find a way to take that away from you without having to do it with the laws. They'll make everything some special, ridiculous tool.
I think this is creating a whole new aftermarket for screws. And BMW owners are just going to buy a kit for like $1,500 to replace all of their screws.
I didn't think about it that way, but that's a good point.
the new ECS tuning billet screw kit for your
Bag of
BMW.
screws. Bag of screws.
Or you're going to get a bunch of people that are going to 3D print some sort of adapter, wrench, screwdriver, whatever the mechanism is. I don't know.
Well, since we're talking about things that are closing, dying, going away, should remain dead, however you want to phrase that, we don't have any new EVs or concept cars. We don't have any Asian stuff. We don't have any bikes. We don't have any lost and found. We don't have any uncool wall. So this is a hell of a season closer. We got no Tesla news other than what we already talked about.
Well, we had the JDM news with the Toyota CEO swap change thing. And then Mazda recently was just awarded, I don't know if awarded, but apparently they're now the safest car. They've outshined Volvo in their safety performance record. So look at that. Unexpected.
That's awesome. That's because Volvo is also run by bean counters and can't build the safest car when you make out of tinfoil. You know, when they used to make out of iron girders, the same ones that they built the Empire State Building out of, yeah, Volvos were safe. That was available on the Volvo 240 wagons, iron bridge girders, but not so much anymore. So moving right along, as we fast forward to seriously, what could go wrong? Tanya, I'm going to ask you this question until you get your Apple subscription.
Nope.
Did you watch the F1 movie?
No, but apparently they're already in talks for another F1 movie.
Are you going to wait for the second one and watch them back to back?
What would you call F1 the movie 2, not F2?
FU.
We just went backwards. From F1 to F2 to F3. We're getting slower.
God.
It would be 2F1.
2F1.
I have not seen it yet. Suppose when the Apple subscription's unlocked, I suppose I will then grace the movie with my eyeballs.
We'll add it to the list. We'll watch it after Days of Thunder.
There you go. I don't see what a sequel would bring to the table. Is Brad Pitt going to be in it again?
No spoilers!
I want all the spoilers. All right. We started off this conversation talking a little bit about the Olympics and talking about the Super Bowl. So we have some winter sports, and obviously, we're going to talk about Rolex here in a minute and stuff like that. So since we're in the midst of winter sports enthusiasm, I've been watching a lot of the ski jump, and I began to realize, the old Audi commercial where he drove up the ski jump, and how fun is that? And, how real was that? I guess apparently it was very real back in the 80s. But we haven't let that go. In Germany, of all places, they do car competitions in the snow up the mountain.
Amazing. With
all these whacked out all-wheel drive cars. And this video is just unreal.
It's amazing.
My favorite, is that Quantum station wagon. I want to know what's in that.
That thing was awesome. I mean, it outdid the Sport Quattro.
Ballistically quick. And for those that don't know, the VW Quantum station wagon Synchro is actually an Audi 4000 underneath. So it's all in the same family. Now, the Fox is the one that I was kind of scratching my head because that shares a lot of 4000 DNA, but that must have been swapped to all-wheel drive. But that, too, was just a beast. I was like, the two oldest cars there, basically, were like the fastest ones. It was awesome.
It had that power to weight ratio.
God, that wagon, it's like a shot out of a gun.
The RS4 wagon.
Yellow one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great, great thing.
This is an amazing event. It's like
I want to do this.
I know.
Pikes
I would love
Peak,
to.
but snow.
It's the slow-mo instead of the ski-mo. See, they have to go up, and they come across the top, and then they come back down.
Like, how stiff is that Sport Quattro? It's like a board. It just
it doesn't want to play ball at all. No.
It just bounces air under the tires. It's so stiff.
But the sounds, can you imagine hearing all these fire-breathing 5-cylinders just running up the mountain at like 9,000 RPM? It's amazing.
We need to find out when this is going on next year.
Yeah, right?
Is that black car? Is that a Skyline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
It's not just Audis.
I'm pretty sure I saw a BMW earlier.
Yeah.
There was a BMW 1 Series.
Well, what's still the fastest up that hill, I think, is the snowmobile.
Oh my God. The Skyline was doing donuts and then he hit the snowmaker.
He did.
The snow machine. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Last time we had asked time, we started off talking about car commercials, and we were supposed to find interesting car commercials for every drive-through. You found something for us.
No. So it's a deep fake. No.
Is it really?
It's clickbait. It's clickbait. So I was searching celebrity car commercials, right?
Uh-huh.
And then go ahead. And what did I come up with?
Make your move to Chevrolet's new celebrity.
The Celebrity Chevrolet.
Oh, no.
I got rickrolled, watched the whole thing because this is 1984, baby. So we got a shout out to the Olympics at the end. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that styling. $8,456. Did we convert that to today's dollars? What is $8,500 in 1984 in today's dollars?
If it's for a Chevy, it's 500.
Lemons won't even take that car.
$26,516 car.
Damn.
That's actually still pretty affordable for today's dollars.
I wouldn't want it though for that price.
Well, yeah. I'd rather have an Altima.
So I will warn that you can go down a rabbit hole on celebrity Chevrolet car commercials that
Oh,
exist.
man. Oh, again, seriously, what could go wrong?
And then the celebrity Chevrolet car commercials lead to the Beretta Chevrolet car
Ooh,
commercials.
ooh.
And the Beretta was the heartbeat of Chevrolet.
I drove a Beretta. I know somebody that owned a Beretta. I got her to buy a Volkswagen instead. It was a good move.
But I have some leads on some actual celebrities in car commercials. But I left this one in because it rickrolled me. And then it had the Olympics tie-in. So full circle moment.
No book club this month because I'm in the middle of reading a book. We will move on to rich people things. There's a Ferrari EV coming out.
What a clever name.
The Luce, which means
Light. And not because it weighs little.
no, it weighs as much as the Hummer EV. Co-designed by Apple's Johnny Ive.
Who? Just kidding.
I'm sure William will do a whole episode about this on the Ferrari Marketplace. Let's just do our own little review of what we know about the Ferrari Luce. And what everybody's raving about is its interior.
The interior looks like a toy.
Right?
Who made that toy when we were in our generation was kids? And you had that little console of a car.
Don't say it's the racing thing where it like moves around on the little black screen with the knobs.
Not quite that, but there was the other one with the steering wheel and had the little like yellow shifter thing.
Oh, the Fisher-Pricey thing? Yeah.
I think it was the Fisher-Price thing. I'm not sure. I don't want to offend Fisher-Price, but this gives me vibes of that Fisher-Price store. I don't.
Hey. This has the iconic 3-spoke steering wheel.
Hey now. Is it a speak and spell? What is that?
The steering wheel thing.
Oh, there it is. See, yeah, it's the modern version.
This is the modern version.
God.
Put the little yellow Ferrari emblem on the center. You're good to go.
Like, I have mixed feelings about this. I really think, despite the fact that the dash is like digital, I think it looks really cool. It's very like 80s Ferrari with the dials and the way they look, even though they're fake. But the rest of it is way too iPhone.
Well, you said it was a dude from Apple.
Yeah, it's just no. What do you think about it from the outside?
You know, honestly, they've made uglier Ferraris, but it doesn't look like a Ferrari.
If you painted this dark green and put some lateral aerodynamic roof rails on it, would this look like the Hyundai?
Like if you took the emblems off of it.
Would you believe it was a Genesis?
Oh, I would believe this is a Japanese car if it didn't have Ferrari badges on it.
I like the AI recolored yellow one. That looks even worse.
I don't know if this is actually the final version of it, so who knows what it'll actually look like. We all can't afford it, so there you go.
Oh yeah, that'll be $350,000 to start for sure. This goes back to the Stellantis EV thing. Does Ferrari have to make an EV? This is where they lost $26 billion creating this thing that nobody wants. That nobody's. How well did the Puro Sangue sell?
If you can afford a Ferrari, I don't know why you care about the price of fuel.
Right?
And you probably, not all, but percentage, you don't care about the environment either. So,
what are you saying? What are you? Take that.
I'm just saying, sometimes when you have too much money, you don't care about things.
Oh, that's rich people things. So yeah, I'm sure William will do an episode about this in the future, but I also do want to give him a quick shout out. He got together with Chris Mealy from Prancing Horse of Nashville to go behind the scenes and talk about the truth of the Bachmann collection and the sale that happened in Mecum, a lot of people are still up in arms about why did they sell for so much and why this, why that, and blah, 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 blah. So William called up Chris and said, hey, you were the broker behind all this. Let's have a real candid conversation about what happened during the sale of the Bachmann collection. So that episode is in our catalog. You can't get any closer to the source of truth than the guy that actually sold the cars. So check it out in our catalog and tune in for other Ferrari Marketplace episodes as we continue Rich People Things. All right. Do we have an extra value meal this month, Tanya?
I did not capture one this month.
All right. Well, then we're going to move right along to fan favorite. Are you faster than an interceptor?
I swear we did this one already because I remember us.
No. We talked about it, but we didn't do it.
Is that what it is? Because I
Yes.
remember having the conversation of figuring out what it was.
Correct, but we never talked about it on the drive-thru.
Okay. I literally went and pulled up the last one thinking we did it already then. So the first one is a Michigan man story, if I have that correct.
Yes, you do.
And apparently at the Detroit Metro Airport McNamara Terminal, someone decided that that was where the car park was. And they blazed through, which is confusing because then essentially the speed at which they were going, we all have been to an airport. The road and the airport terminal, they're parallel to each other. Like it's really difficult. It's not an intersection of some sort, right? Like, so to carry that much speed and like enter perpendicularly into a building, it's quite impressive. And I wish there was like an outside camera.
There
like
is. I found it and then I lost the link.
Ugh.
He comes barreling down
must
and
have, like,
hooks a hard right turn.
Handbrake turn into the thing.
Yes.
Which is a modern car, so there's no handbrake to pull on. But
Yeah.
man, he must have just yanked
He
on
just
the steering
cranked the wheel and then stood on it.
And we decided it was a Mercedes.
Yes, it was a Mercedes. Maybe he had Clear Plus Plus. That's the new perk. You could just drive straight into the airport.
He thought TSA pre-check would cover this.
I love how they drag him out of there and he's wearing like a Detroit Lions jersey and he's just yelling. Like, wow, that guy went to jail. He did not pass go. He did not collect $200.
You think he missed his flight?
You
Yeah.
don't say.
I think he's going to miss many flights.
You know how I've said before, where's that guy trying to park? Is he trying to park in the store? Trying to park in the airport. This guy did it. He's like, I can't get any closer than the Delta terminal counter.
This reminds me of I don't know if you all have seen the videos of people doing this on Instagram when they drive past like an accident or something, or somebody does something stupid with their car. As they're driving by, they're filming and they say, hey, you can't park there at the most inopportune time.
Well, it goes right along with this next one, which is same, but different. Brad, this is in your great state of Virginia. I'll read the headline. Car on metro tracks shuts down traffic on I-66.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I don't consider Fairfax County part of Virginia. That's Maryland adjacent right there.
Hey, it's below. It's on the other side of the river. That's yours, and you can keep it.
No. We'll take Tiger Woods.
So if you look, I don't know exactly where this is on 66. I'm sure I've passed it at some point, but they're basically a ramp. So he must have like ramped, shot over the fence and landed on the tracks.
He went full Bo Duke.
Yeah.
This is Duke's a hazard right here.
Honestly, at first I was like, how do you do that? But then seeing the ramp, you could 100% jump that fence and end up on the tracks. And what does that look like? A Honda?
I'm trying to tell by the lights. I think it might be a Hyundai or it's a Honda. It's one or the other. It's close. It's probably a Honda though.
Can't tell.
It's not an Altima. Actually, if it had been an Altima, he would have driven away from this.
Yes.
They would have caught him driving down the railroad tracks at like 80 miles an hour because it would have survived. Because as you said, the Altima is here for all of it.
Yes, it is.
I like how they say it's an unauthorized car.
You know,
Excuse me, sir, you're unauthorized. You can't be
Yeah.
here.
I dare say that, yes, that was unauthorized. It was not a car with the train wheels on it that was meant to be going down the tracks for service.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, you brought us this next one.
I didn't actually read it. So let's all read it together.
Florida man arrested after 13 hit and run crashes on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
over the course of like 5 hours, 5.5 hours.
Police report the 34-year-old is a Florida resident and listed him as currently homeless. No, he lives in the jail. That's where he lives right now. He covered 80 miles smashing into cars.
His Chevy Colorado is in rough shape. No shit.
Was this a whistling diesel? No, just kidding.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
They don't talk much.
The Florida men or what?
We don't know anything. Like, why was he
No.
drunk? Was he on drugs? Was there an alligator in the car with him?
It's none of that. It's not a very well-written Florida man story, but it was a Valentine's Day Florida man story, so it's important that we highlighted it. Vehicular nonsense on Valentine's Day.
Man,
This was in Virginia as well.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
it was a Florida man in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Spotsylvania County. Did he crash his way up from Florida?
Yeah. These are just the Virginia cars. There's still,
man.
the Carolinas and Georgia down there.
Oh man, this next one is like that. What's that song about how she slashes the seats of the car and the tires and like she vandalizes the Jeep? How's that song?
Louisville Slugger. That's how the song goes. Took a Louisville Slugger to his taillights. Some.
Keep your day job.
Oh, Carrie Underwood song.
Yeah. That
With
one.
Morning
You can
Cheeks.
sing it for us, Brad.
Yeah.
Pancakes and sausage and stuff.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't sing Carrie Underwood. Sorry.
I don't remember. That song is like God knows how old now. 2005. It's 20 years old.
Play it on the radio like it was just yesterday.
Because you're listening to the oldies station.
All right. What is going on here?
Apparently, this dude at the Publix, he mistook the SUV that was parked there, thinking it was his ex. And so in a fit of rage, of revenge, and God knows what other drugs they were on, basically, I think took a hammer and started like beating on the car, except it was actually a Publix employee's car. It had nothing to do with this person.
Oh, wow. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine coming outside and it's like your car is destroyed like this?
Oh, that's terrible. What is in the water down there? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Well, on that note, it's time we go behind the pit wall and talk about motorsports news. Oh, IndyCar. I don't even know what to say about this one. Maybe I should just read the headline. President Trump celebrates American greatness with the Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
IndyCars in D.C.
I mean, I guess, hey, DC's finally gonna get paved, the streets.
No, there's no chance in hell. They didn't pave Baltimore when they ran the Grand Prix there. You think they're going to pave DC? Yeah, right. What about the manhole cover? They're going to have the same problem that F1 has in Vegas with manhole covers flying off everywhere.
Well, we're not going to make it one lap of this race then.
That's never going to happen. It's going to be terrible.
Well, there's that.
They're just going to race in their dailies.
Somebody asked what the ticket prices were going to be for this. And I said, they're going to be huge.
They can pay me to stay away.
Yeah, 100%. That's the day I take a vacation on the other side of the country.
Wait, were you guys aware that the Daytona 500 happened this weekend?
I was aware.
We're not gonna mention the Daytona 500.
We're not going to mention the massive crash on the last lap that wiped out like half the field or something like that.
I know the complete insanity that was the last lap that basically it didn't hand Michael Jordan's team number 45 the win.
I can't name 3 drivers in NASCAR right now.
The only reason I know about it is because I was at a bar watching the hockey game and it had ended and then there were like 5 laps left.
So you saw the most important part of the race then.
Well, of course, it's the most important part of anything, the last 5 minutes.
And that's sad to say because it is NASCAR month and all of our coverage on the MPN is NASCAR related. But I haven't followed NASCAR in a while. Like, I think I'm just stuck in the 80s with NASCAR. Like, Rusty Wallace still out there?
Oh, we got one Days of Thunder.
Had I not been out already watching something else, I would not have known.
You would have missed it altogether. Yeah.
I would have
it's
missed it
unfortunate.
altogether. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to Tyler Reddick and his number 45 car and the Michael Jordan team for finally getting that big win at Daytona.
And didn't Biffle pass or something recently too? Like that was in the news as well as with respect to NASCAR?
By pass, you mean die in a plane crash?
Yes, I was trying to be nice about it.
Tragically with his family, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sad news there too. much like the Super Bowl, this year's Rolex, the 60th anniversary race, oh my God, was it boring. Why is everything on Peacock so boring? There were 900,000 Olympic commercials, which made the coverage just completely meh. To go along with their meh commercial that they show all the time for YouTube TV, it was really hard to watch. I don't know what it was about this race. And then we had that fog delay in the middle of the night. So if you went to sleep like I did, because you're like, man, there's nothing to watch right now, you didn't miss anything when you got up in the morning. It was such a bad race. And then I don't understand. Porsche, well, it's Penske, right? Because Porsche retired the 963, but the 963 is still competing this year, but we're not going to see it at Le Mans unless Penske, it's like a whole thing. Realistically, the most interesting thing about the whole race was that battle between the GT amateur class, not even the pros. Everybody was so spread apart. It was the amateurs between the Mercedes and the Aston. And I was like, what are we watching?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch much of the race.
You didn't miss much.
Apparently.
Well, since we're talking about Rolex, Tanya, you watched the race. I think the most exciting part was the new reptile tire technology. Remember that?
I didn't watch the race.
We talked about the reptile tires. Remember? They look like crocodile print. And how Michelin is all about sustainability and it's made from like 90% recycled materials. But then they had all those issues when it got cold, so the tires wouldn't stick. So everybody's like flying off the track.
Now I remember. I only watched for like an hour.
Well, you didn't miss much. So out of the other 23 that were there, it was like, meh. So anyway, there's some more news shaking up the endurance car world. The FIA is bringing about a new streaming service, and they're combining it with WEC. So they have FIA WEC Plus streaming service.
Because does this mean it's not going to be on HBO anymore?
It says here, the goal is delivering a significantly improved streaming service with access to all FIA WEC content worldwide. So that should include the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Did you ever watch any of the Superbike races on HBO?
No, I didn't. Did you?
I tried, but the color was weird. It like wasn't in HDR, or it wasn't compatible with my HDR TV, so it looked all grayed and washed out.
Oh, wow.
Which made me not want to watch.
Yeah. And it says, we are pleased to confirm that all FIA WEC races will be available in the United States and Canada with no geo-blocking restrictions. Most notably, the 24 Hours Le Mans will be available live on FIA WEC's streaming platform for the first time ever in the United States, marking a major milestone and blah, 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 marketing. I don't know what this means, because isn't there a lot of shuffling going on at HBO because it's partnered with Warner Brothers and all that other stuff, and maybe Netflix is buying it? So did the FIA say, you know what, we're not here for this, guys. We're just going to go do our own streaming platform?
Maybe
no Hobomax for WEC races anymore. So that was like a 2-year run getting out of racing. All right, well, a quick update on the virtual stuff. I've mentioned in the past, I've got some of the newer titles, been trying them out. Assetto Corsa Evo just got updated to version 0.5. We're not even at version 1.0 yet, but 0.5 just got pushed the other day. Bunch of new cars. There's like 7 of them, and then there's 2 new tracks. Gotta say, Watkins Glen is one of the new tracks, and it is spot on. It's the new track, definitely laser scanned. It is really good, just very well done. Now, as far as the cars go, not going to list all of them. New 911, new this, new that. They introduced the Audi Sport Quattro. It's an absolute beast. They brought the Mark I GTI, and to keep with realism, it is slower than slow. Struggles to get to 100 miles an hour, but it is an absolute riot when you're out there with 25 other ones just beating the doors and going bumper to bumper down the track. Now, the surprise of surprises, because their little trailer video, which I shared with you guys, which I thought was super entertaining when they revealed version 0.5, at the very end, there's this whole kind of initial D, A86, and then they kind of forecast what's going to come in the next release, which is going to be Sebring and a bunch of stuff. So that A86, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that out. I mean, again, these cars are talking to me. They're all from the 80s. I'm loving it. And so I'm looking through the cars, and there's a couple different versions of the original 8086. There's the black and white, there's the all black, there's, whatever. And then at the end, there's the Fujiwara Tofu Shop one from Initial D. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, they kind of did the skin and it's a little blurry, so it doesn't look exactly like, they don't get any copyright infringement or whatever it is. I decided, after doing a bunch of laps at Watkins Glen, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Laguna Seca instead, and I'll try the Toyota there. And it runs in the same class as the Audi and some of the other cars, the BMW M3 and the Mercedes 2.3 Evo and all that kind of stuff. I looked down at the dash, and I'm like, does that say? That doesn't say. No, you can't. It says 10, 10. 10 is in 10,000 RPM. And I'm like, nah, that's a joke. Light turns green, drop the clutch. This sucker is like straight up race car. Like, it sounds amazing. And you bury the needle at 10 grand because just like the Initial D A86, it pulls to 11 and it's just all of awesome. So I'm like, okay, so it's the Initial D car. Maybe they're all that way and they're just skins. Oh, no. This is like the jewel that they didn't tell you about in the promo videos. This is a special car. It's not just a skin. All the other regular 8086s you get into, $7,000 RPM. It's got that nice Toyota twin cam sound, but it doesn't sound like a Formula car like the other one does. The driving experience is awesome. Like, you can hang the ass out, you can drift it all over the place, and it's just wicked quick. So I found that to be an awesome surprise. And if you haven't done it and you haven't tried it yet, cannot recommend upgrading to version 0.5 just for the smile factor that comes from the Initial D A86. And by the way, they made the F40 worse, so it's like impossible to drive. So I'm going to be having fun driving the Toyota for sure. Kudos to the Assetto Corsa guys. They might be slow rolling this thing, but it's getting better with every release, except for the F40. In other racing news, I don't know really where to qualify the 12 hours of Bathurst because it's sort of endurance racing, but it's sort of just crazy Australian V8 supercar guys decide to drive something that isn't a muscle car for 12 hours. Bathurst is a mess every year. And I know a lot of people watch it for the crashes, and the crashes are unfortunate. And this year, more so than ever, Mercedes AMG factory driver Rolf Aaron fractured his back in a very serious accident at Mount Panorama. And we have the link to the video and we have a link to the follow-on article. I mean, I watched it and I was completely blown away. I was really surprised that the corner workers didn't flag earlier. It reminds me of the races at it's like Macau or whatever, where they go those super narrow roads where there's only room for one car and then they all pile up and the race is over by like lap 3 because they're all, I don't know what the racers are doing. Are they not situationally aware? Like, what the hell is going on? It's really unfortunate what happened to Rolf, and we wish him a speedy recovery and hope to see him back behind the wheel of a Mercedes again soon. But it's stuff like that that really makes you question the safety of racing in 2026.
I think it's amazing.
I really do believe Bathurst is probably one of the most dangerous tracks that's out there.
I love that track.
But it's also super sketch.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it's still amazing.
So you missed a piece of rally news.
I thought we weren't talking about. I thought I wasn't allowed to talk about that.
I never said that.
No one listens, but you're allowed to talk about it.
So what piece of rally news did I miss?
A U.S. rally stage?
Yes, you're right. I forgot. I am following that, as a matter of fact. So WRC is scouting out areas like around Tennessee to see if they can do a WRC America round. And if that happens, I'm going to go check it out. I think that's super awesome.
There you go.
Thank you for reminding me.
I'll go with you.
Let's go meet Terry Neville.
Yeah.
Be perfect. Well, our motorsports news is brought to you in part by Enduroverse, powered by Hyperdev. Enduroverse is America's premier endurance racing community. Check it out online today and become a member at www.enduroverse.com. All right, well, it's time for the GTM Trackside Report. And as promised, we're going to give you an update on our unfocused performance Lemons project. It has stalled thanks to 2 feet of snow, which turned into permafrost, and glaciers boxing the cars and the trailers in. So we haven't been able to get it out to our fabricator to put the cage in, but that is coming up quick by the time we have the next Drive Thru episode. Hopefully it'll be off to get the wrap done and get all the styling stuff done. We do still have a way for you to contribute and be part of the team. We'll include that in the show notes. We are looking to raise some money. If you want to come and help out, hang out, all those kinds of things, the details are in the link in the show notes with this episode. But since we're taking on this new project and all of us are checking our safety gear, and there's been some public service announcements from various tracks around at least the East Coast talking about how if you're planning to come to the track this year, they've taken a year away from you, that you normally have a grace year on your helmet expirations.
You can correct me if I'm wrong because you've been in the sport a lot longer than I have. Was that extra year, that grace year, kind of due to like supply chain issues with being able to get access? So maybe the supply chain issues aren't as much of a problem anymore. So you don't really have that excuse to lean on. You just need to stop being a cheap ass and upgrade your equipment when you need to.
2020 was really the bad year because that was the COVID year.
Yeah.
But the grace period had always been there because, to your point, when they say they're going to make a 2025 helmet, they start making them in 2025, and then they have to have enough supply, and it becomes an issue. And it takes almost a full year before there's enough out there that people can actually get that year's helmet in hand. So you sort of lose a year, but you gain a year on the other side. But now the tracks are saying, nope, we have said that even though the industry says 11 years is fine, it's got to be 10 and you have to buy a new helmet. So if you're going to places like New Jersey or Lime Rock and you have a SA 2015 helmet, you cannot use it this year. They're checking helmets. They're being strict about it. You need to buy a new helmet. You do not get the grace year through 2026. So if you're looking to get a good deal on helmets, reach out to our friends at OG Racing. Ask for Mark Francis or Mark at ogracing.com. Email him directly. Tell them the guys from Grand Touring Motorsports sent you. And same is true for Lime Rock. Like I said, NJMP and Lime Rock are strictly enforcing the rule that you need a new helmet. 2020 or newer rated helmets. And if you're in New England and you have Stable Energies nearby, they're offering a 15% discount to Audi Club members if you're shopping for a new helmet.
Also, they usually sell helmets at the track too. They've got the pro shops at each track where you can get a helmet if you're in a pinch.
I don't know. I guess you could go either way. There's no financial gain in it for the racetracks because they're not selling the helmet, right? And the pro shops a lot of times are independent of the racetrack. Like those people actually lease the space from the track and they're running their small business and all that kind of stuff. Like OG Racing has its shop at Summit Point as well as their main shop there in Sterling. That doesn't benefit the track. They're just cracking down and saying, no, you got to go buy a new helmet because they are safety conscious and they're safety cautious and we're a litigious country. So it is what it is, right? So, but yeah, I mean, I'm still good on my helmet for a while. I know what I'm buying if I buy another one. I'm pretty brand loyal and all that kind of stuff. But for those that haven't thought about it, as we're coming out of hibernation and looking to the track season and the schedules are starting to open up, now's the time to not only check your helmet, check your shoes, check your gloves, check your Hans. If you have a Simpson, make sure all the straps are up to date. Like if you co-term all the dates of your stuff, they're all going to be due at the same time. And that goes for your belts in your car if you're using harnesses, as well as your seats. You got to check the organizations to make sure the seats are still valid too. How the seats expire, I don't know. Has to do with the fire safety rating. Go back to our PMX episode with John Cafisi. He kind of actually explains how all that works and the dates and why and whatnot. But that's pretty far back in the catalog. But yeah, there is rhyme and reason to this whole thing, Brad.
Yeah. And if you're not quite ready to hit the track, don't forget that you can find tons of upcoming local shows and events at the ultimate reference for car enthusiasts, collectorcarguide.net.
As we close out the season finale, we want to say thank you and that we appreciate everyone hanging in with us for 6 seasons and over 600 episodes. But we're not closing up shop anytime soon, and we want to remind you that season 7 kicks off in March. with our International Women's Month celebrations and more awesome stories to come. So be sure to jump back into our podcast catalog and check out other programs we offer like the Ferrari Marketplace, the Motoring Historian, Evening with a Legend, the Racers Roundtable, Formula Fanatics, Break Fix, and of course, the Drive Thru.
And if you enjoy our various podcasts, there's a great way for you to support our creators on the MPN. There's tons of extras and bonuses to explore on our updated Patreon page. Learn more about our bonus and behind-the-scenes content, get early access to upcoming episodes, and consider becoming a Break Fix VIP when you visit patreon.com/GTMotorsports. As always, thank you to our co-host and executive producer, Tanya. And to all the fans, friends, and family who support Grand Touring Motorsports, as well as the Motoring Podcast Network. Without you, none of this would be possible.
Remember, Brad, failing to prepare is just preparing to fail.
Ocho. I have to go to the videotape. Let's see. 2026.
Let's pull up the replay.
Right.
Are you muting the Olympics?
Yeah, man.
What are you watching?
I don't know because I gotta turn it on. I don't know what's on.
Earlier it was the big hill ski jump. Well, actually it was the Nordic combined, but they were only showing the ski jump part. It's good stuff.
Oh, well, obviously I could just turn the volume all the way down the old-fashioned meat way.
It's the first time she's had to go get a snack.
That we've seen. And consider becoming... Shoot. I actually don't see the outside pictures.
I had to go to a car driver article.
I'll just Google it. I don't know why it went to Yahoo, though. Yahoo, who the fuck is
Yahoo!
Yeah, no!
The Drive Thru is our monthly news episode and is sponsored in part by organizations like CollectorCarGuide.net, Project Motoring, Garage Style Magazine, the Exotic Car Marketplace, and many others. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of the Drive Thru, look no further than www.motoringpodcast.net. Click About and then Advertising. Thank you again to everyone that supports the Motoring Podcast Network, Grand Touring Motorsports, our podcast Break Fix, and all the other services we provide.